How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Alan Staley, and this is Slingin Dirt with Staley. On today's all-new episode, driver of the Performance Powder Coating Inside Line Promotions, Penske Racing Shocks JR1 Chassis, Kistler Racing Engines, number 84 Sprint Car. From Burlison, Tennessee, Brandon Hanks. Brandon's racing resume comes with a ton of credit, having claimed the 2016 ASCS Red River Region Points Championship. He has feature wins on the ASCS National Tour, as well as several other regional wins and national podiums. Also, Brandon has participated in the testing sessions at Daytona International Speedway with the ARCA series, ranking the third quickest for the weekend. As he continues to climb the ladder of racing success, Brandon travels all over the country to compete against the nation's best drivers in the 360s with the ASCS, as well as the 410 competitions with the World of Outlaws, even hitting a few Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions races along the way. He's just a driver's driver. From growing up in the shadows of a go-kart track to standing in victory lane on a national level, his passion is second to none. I first met Brandon a little over a year ago, and within 5 minutes of talking to him, I completely forgot that I didn't know the dude, and it was an instant friendship formed. As I seen him walking through the pits back at Lake Ozark Speedway, I couldn't help but to get him on the show, and I'm glad I did. As a guest, he was perfect. He came in, grabbed a microphone, threw an arm up on a chair, and just started talking. Looking back, after the show wrapped up, I should have just left the recorder going because we sat there and talked for another hour or so just telling stories, but that's just how Brandon is. He's always willing to talk racing and just hang out. Hopefully Hanks' winning ways continues on the track and we could get him back on the show because this one was just a blast for me to do. Hear all about how Brandon went from picking cotton to racing sprint cars, why mid-race phone calls can have a valuable lesson, which track is his absolute favorite, plus his very interesting take on a Mount Rushmore of racing, why family is a primary motivator, and more on an all-new Slingin Dirt with Staley, starting right now.
Believe it or not, I didn't even really know anything about sprint car racing until I raced go-karts for 4 years, and I had a friend of mine, his name's BJ Zimmerman. He races 305s back home, and he bought a micro mini sprint.
And that kind of got you into it?
And that just kind of opened it up to me. I mean, I always knew what a sprint car was, but I mean, my family, we didn't grow up around this kind of stuff. I mean, my dad did illegal stuff. He street raced a little bit, but I mean, it wasn't nothing serious. But he done that and a little bit of truck pulling, but he didn't do nothing really like what we're doing. But how I got started racing, actually, we farmed.
Yeah.
And we were picking cotton actually close by Atoka Raceway Park right there off 14 Highway.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's on Sadler School Road, and that's one of our farms we had.
So it was right there close to...
It was right there. I mean, the track was not even a half a mile away.
So you just grew up in the backyard of a racetrack and everything?
Yeah, and I didn't even know it. I had no idea that go-kart track was there. I was 9, and it was a bunch of us out there working in the field that day. I think my granddad and both my dad's brothers, me, Dad, my mom. We had a fellow working for us at the time, too. Mm-hmm. And my granddad just come over and he told Dad, he said, why don't you take it? It was close to my birthday, and that was one of the reasons, too.
Nice.
But he said, why don't you take it over to the go-kart track? Y'all just hang out, watch the races. We got plenty of help, you know. So he took me over there, and I had a go-kart the very next day.
That didn't take long at all?
It did not take long. My Uncle Rodney was trying to get me to play basketball. I had I had played baseball and soccer. And
so you're into sports and athletics and everything?
I was into sports, and I was doing some things, but I haven't really found what I wanted to do, and then we went to the go-kart races, and I was sold. Your
eyes opened up. So you started off in the go-kart ranks competition, or was it just for fun at first?
Well, it was for fun at first, and then really about my 4th year is when we were getting just serious about it, because mostly I only raced at home.
Just there close.
I mean, just raced at home and did whatever, just close to the house. We did a couple things. I went to... it wasn't Tunica yet. It was Batesville.
Okay.
The year I went to the Nationals was when they went to Batesville.
Okay.
So I never got to go to Tunica. I watched in Tunica, but really outside of Atoka, I didn't do much. But about the 4th year, I started doing a lot more traveling, and
that's when you became more of a competitor instead of just out there.
Yeah, and we ended up winning like 26 races. I ran like 31 or 32 races, and I won 26 of them.
That's a good streak.
We won a ton that year, and that was the year my buddy had went to micros, sprints there close to the house at West Memphis.
And so with him moving up, it kind of gave you
and it just gave me the idea, like, well, I guess if I actually do want to pursue something, get serious about it, I guess I could, start moving up too. So we went to the mini sprints right behind him and did that for 2 years, and one of my favorite racetracks was in Southern Illinois Raceway.
Yep.
I love that place. I'd love to get a micro right now and
just go there. Yeah,
I'd love to race there in Little Belleville. I never got to go there, but
that one that'd be a fun one there. Little
yeah.
Belleville.
Oh yeah, and so we did the micro thing for 2 years, and then, man, this is my 7th year in sprint cars. I can't believe that. I mean, it
kind of sneaks up on you how long you've been in it.
Yeah.
Why the number? Is there any big significance to the number, or is it just that was available, so we went with that?
Well, I used to be the 3H.
Yeah.
You know, that was my number. Just because I was an Earnhardt fan.
Yeah.
And with AG reigns and a couple guys having a 3, I just stuck an H on mine. But the 84. I won't mention no names, but there was a particular guy at home. He was a good friend of ours. He still is a really good friend of ours. And he has a drag truck back home.
Yeah.
And he went out on a limb. He knew we were struggling a couple years back, and he wanted to help me out. And his drag truck number they gave him at the racetrack, you know, when he goes through tech, was 84.
Was the 84, so you kind of kept it in, not really in memory, but just kind of a way of saying thanks.
Yeah, he bought me 2 frames and 2 bodies, and I mean, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, to help like that, you can't. That's worth just putting a number on the side. I mean, that's a big deal right there.
Yeah.
How much longer do you see yourself racing? Are you thinking like this is a profession, or is it still just kind of a hobby, something fun to do on the weekends, and then take up all your time during the week working on the car?
It just depends.
Yeah.
Like, you know as well as I do, money
drives
this sport.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous how expensive it is.
So with money being the way it is, if I don't really get some help, or maybe over the next year, 2 years, I'll probably just turn it into a hobby, and I'll just, I'll start a career doing something else and play.
Yeah.
But no, I want to race for a living. Obviously, I mean, many people do.
Oh yeah.
But it's a tough sport. It's just probably one of the toughest things that you can do.
Yeah.
Really.
It really is, because it all depends on that valuable dollar. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, you could have the most talent in the world, but you could also be outran by a bunch of dollar signs.
Like I say, dollar signs, and there's hardly any money floating around, but you've got tons of talent out here.
Let's go to the actual race day. Do you have any rituals that you do, like anything that you have to do on a race day? Certain meal you have to eat, certain socks you have to wear, anything like that?
Actually, I'm not superstitious
at all.
I have a green ILP sticker on my car.
Yep,
I'll eat chicken all day long. It does not bother me. I don't have anything in particular I do. I love to eat, so I'll just eat whatever I want.
Yep.
Whatever I feel like, I'll eat. But no, as rituals, no, I don't. I guess the only thing I guess I could say is we usually do a family prayer right before hot lap.
How do you get over the internal fear?
Really, I think sitting in the car before it starts is the worst. But once the car is actually fired off, it's just all business.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm out there, I don't really think about it.
You don't have time to think. It's just react.
It's just, sitting there, I'm strapped in, and I'm waiting for them to back me up and push me out there.
Yeah.
That's when you think about that stuff. But, I mean, if you think about that while you're out there,
you're already going to be beat.
Yeah, you're going to hurt yourself. So, But when I'm actually out there, no, I don't really think about that stuff.
Average week during the race season, how much time you spending working on the car?
Wow. Depends.
Depends on how the previous week went?
It depends on how the previous week went, and it depends. See, we have a powder coating business.
Yeah.
And it's just me and Dad. No hired help. And it just depends on how busy I am at the powder coat shop. I am good about, Sundays we drive home. Again, a lot of things depend on
it. Depends on where you're at and how the weekend went.
It depends on where I'm at. So if we, just like now, I have about a 6.5 hour drive back home from here. Well, I'll get home easily tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
As long as we leave a decent hour, don't sleep in. So I'll probably wash the car when I get home, but I'll service it and do all that stuff Monday early when I get up. And I'll probably go to the powder coat shop tomorrow evening and take care of what I got to take care of.
It's kind of spending your time in 2 different places and working on the car whenever you have free time and everything.
And, if we were to tear it up, it'd take me a day or so or whatever I got to do. I mean, like I said, it just depends. But
what about off season? Same question. Like, how much time you spending during the off season working on it?
Yeah, we try to put in a little time, maybe 2 or 3 days a week. Just make ourselves go out there and let's have set a goal. Just kind of do this, do that. Just every week be out there,
do something,
and you can be done. by February, which we didn't even start till about April this year. So
oh wow! So kind of a little bit of a late start on it.
Yeah, we had a little more time, but I wanted to race in Florida. You know, I feel like I hate sitting at home. Everybody,
that winter's so long.
You feel like everybody's in Florida, but
yeah, exactly.
When you don't go, but I didn't go this year. We just kind of hung around the house and just. You know, money's a little tight this year. So
prepping for the next race season and everything.
I'm just kind of looking at this year as more of a building year than I am anything. So I'm just trying to do what I can this year.
Are you sticking close to home, or are you hitting more tracks on the road? Like, what's your main goal for the season?
We've been really hitting more closer to home this year. We really haven't just gone really out of our way. I mean,
to go hit big shows or anything like that.
This show. I mean, it's normal for us to go 6 hours, 7 hours. That's pretty normal for us. I mean, the only thing really close to the house we have West Memphis, obviously.
Yep.
The Outlaws, USCS, ASCS, all of them run there.
Yeah.
So we try to hit all those shows, obviously. Duck River is another racetrack. It's kind of close. It's in Tennessee, but ASCS, I think they only go there like maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
And there's Crowley's Ridge. I don't know if they're even there this year. I'd have to look at the schedule. I can't tell you, but I mean, there's only a handful of racetracks that I could go to that's probably, and still they're all probably 2-3 hours. 2-3
hours. So any weekend you're looking at a pretty big trip. Where does the motivation come from? I mean, you got the long night spent in the shop, and then you were just talking about how much time you spend on the road. That's weekends away from home. Where does the motivation come from? Why do it?
Well, I still feel like I can pull it off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like an opportunity's lingering.
You feel like you got what it takes to go to the next level?
I feel like I have what it takes.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I've always been confident in myself. It's just, you know how it is. You have to, I mean, just like we talked about the money.
Mm-hmm.
Money's very important.
Oh, huge.
And your team.
Yeah.
Man, it's just me and Dad.
Yeah.
And I told you earlier that Dad didn't grow up around this stuff.
Yeah, so he's kind of almost like a fish out of water, where he's learning along the way too.
He is learning the same rate that I am. He doesn't know any more than I do, really. I mean, we're in this together.
Together.
I mean, I think that's what makes us so close. Is we, like I said, we have to be close. Or else this wouldn't work at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't work at all. Competition or camaraderie? How you viewing these other guys out there? Is it friends before and after the race, and then what happens during the race? All bets are off, or how's it usually play out?
Pretty much friends before and after. But out there, you
can't have any friends.
Yeah, you can't think about that. I have been too nice before.
Where you kind of allowed somebody too much room.
I've been too nice before. I'm guilty of that. I gotta quit doing that. You know, it's just like Double X we raced at Double X a couple weeks ago, and Randy Martin, he's a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah,
and we call him Cuz. That's another story. But anyway, we were at Double X a couple weeks ago, and we had a red. And I think I was third, and Randy didn't race. He was in the stands. Mm-hmm. Well, he knew the official that was standing right beside me. He calls the official, and he has the official hand me the phone, and he says, "Quit playing nice."
During the middle of the race.
Yes, he says, "Quit being nice." It's going to have to be a little dirty.
Yeah.
You know, just the way Double X is.
That's the way Double X is.
Tight.
It is.
You don't have room for error.
That may be a new one on me. You get a phone call in the middle of a race to tell you to quit being nice.
I was sitting there on the front straightaway under the red, and Lanny, he handed me a phone. He said, "This is for you." And it was Randy. He said, "Quit playing nice." I was like, "Okay, all right." And then it was 2 laps later, I got that guy. I was like, that was against my better judgment. But
if around here, if Randy Martin's giving you advice, you take the advice, because
exactly.
I mean, it's Randy Martin around here. He's the guy. Is there a specific race where inside your mind you're just like, this is where I need to be? I'm in my element. I'm no longer just out here having fun. I'm a contender. I'm a front runner. Is there anything that specifically sets out in your mind?
Well, I love first of all Wheatland.
Yeah,
Wheatland's one of my absolute favorites. I love any race that we go to Wheatland, and probably my Daytona 500. Any race, the race I want to win more than anyone is short track nationals.
Yeah.
I love short track nationals. I mean, that was probably my first big race, I guess, in a sprint car, and I went. Even years prior,
just to watch.
Yeah. And I mean, I watched Kyle Larson there. I mean, he I think he was there the year before I really got going. I think, and I remember watching Bell Bell's second sprint car race was that short track, and he finished second.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I love that place. Little Rock's always. Little Rock was actually my first racetrack I raced on in a micro.
Yeah.
I showed up to an ASCS race back when they had the ASCS micro or whatever, and I didn't know. Like I told you, I didn't grow up around this stuff, so I didn't know ASCS from USCS to local. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And we bought our mini sprint from William Moore, Howard Moore, and William and Howard was going to help me. Okay, so they went with us, and we went over to Little Rock, and showed up. It was an ASCS race. It was like 40 cars, and that was like, you brought him to this?
Yeah, you got kind of in over your head, didn't know what you were getting into.
And I ended up finishing 10th. I mean, it was
right out the gate.
Yeah, right out of the box. So I mean, it was good. But yeah, I don't know. I love Little Rock. I've always loved that place, and short track. It's just what I want to win so bad. 5 laps left in the race. Where you want to be running? You want the lead, pulling away? I'd like the lead to pull away. That's easier. If it was tight, I'd rather be second.
Slide job or crossover? How do you want it? Alpha 4.
Oh, that's a tough one because they're both really, really cool.
Yeah, they are. They're both awesome to look at.
Yeah, they're both really cool. I guess crossover because you think they
it gives them hope, and then you just snatch it away from them.
They got it, and then you turn around and you get them right back.
Nice.
So I guess crossover.
All right, just a couple questions left. Hollywood is calling. They're making a movie about your life.
Oh, Lord.
Everything that's gone on, your racing career, and everything like that. Who plays you?
Oh, wow. I don't even know. That's a good question. Oh, man. If he was young again, and you're going to get a kick out of this, I got a speeding ticket one year, and I had to go pay for the speeding ticket. Okay. And this lady looked at me and she said, "You look like Richie Rich." Like,
Yeah, the old cartoon. Kevin
McAllister from Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told me that I look like him. I was like, that does not
kind
look
of
anything like me.
A little bit. I can see it though.
You can see that?
A little bit,
I cannot see that. I have tried. I'm like, no, I just can't see that. But no, I can't think of anybody that would play me. I really can't.
So you just go play yourself then?
I guess. I guess I could do it.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of relive everything.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to? Give them thanks for helping out your racing career along the way?
Have you got 45 minutes?
Oh yeah, we got time.
You got time?
I got time.
Oh man, I could make a list of people that make this possible and really help me out. Obviously, the good Lord. You can't go wrong there.
Yep.
I mean, keeping me safe last night. I mean, you saw the bunny hop I did last night, and he kept me on the ground.
Yep.
So, you can always thank God for all of it, and then all this. I mean, I get to do what not very many people get to do this. There's a lot of kids out there that are so talented, and they'll never get that chance.
Yep.
And it's pretty sad. So I'm really lucky. And then of course, Jerry Russell, Stephen Russell, they build a great race car.
Yeah, they do.
And I love driving for them, for those guys, and I want more than anything to make them proud. I just want to win in their car. I just want to make them proud, and then of course Dave Reedy and everybody at Penske Shocks. He's done my shocks for several years now, and I've never had a single complaint about them. They do great work, and I mean Sean Miller, he makes me look really good every week. He does those press releases for me, ILP. So can't thank Sean enough, and of course Mom and Dad, and my sister, my girlfriend, everybody. My entire family. They all support me. Friends, all from back home. I have a ton of support, but that's the short version. I give you that
the core group of everybody who makes this possible.
Friends, family. That covers it all.
Yep.
But, he'd probably kill me for saying his name, but Dave Smith. He's been a big help back home, and he hasn't been with us much recently, but he's been a big help over all this, getting where I am, helping me out. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Future plans. Where do you see yourself? What's gonna?
Well, hopefully I'll get my call pretty soon.
Get the call up
about some big money somewhere.
Is it strictly Slingin Dirt, or are you going to take it asphalt sometimes?
I would love to take it asphalt. Yeah. I've always thought I would do better on asphalt.
The driving style, because to me your driving style is a lot more precision. You flow easy in the corners, and you don't. It's not herky jerky. That's the best way I can say it.
And my problem was with these sprint cars when I was getting going, and I still have that habit. But you know, with a wing sprint car, you got to drive it in there as hard as you can,
throw it in the corner.
And the deeper you drive it in there, you got to keep it loaded.
Yep.
And it's just, that's always been odd to me, and I have gotten better
at just throwing it in and making it stick.
7 years later, you ought to be better.
you learn some tricks here and there.
But I've always, like go-karts, I was taught, roll out early, rotate, finesse, and get going, and finesse. And I've always been better. I've always thought I'd be better at pavement racing. I really do. But, I tested that ARCA car at Daytona with Gocart, and I fell in love with that place. And I just thought it was so cool. And so I've always wanted to go. But if I had someone come up to me and they were going to pay me to run full-time with the Outlaws, pay for everything, I'll take it. I do not mind. I will definitely take it.
Yeah, you'll learn even more along the way.
I think if I could just race for a living, I wouldn't care what it was at this point.
Are you more of a fan of like the short tracks, long tracks, high bank versus the short bank? Like ideal track, where you at?
That's another tough one because I've done good. All of it. I guess something you could say like Peevely, Missouri. It's kind of short, it's really high banked. That place is fun to me. So I guess my ideal racetrack would be Peevely. I think the world of that place. But I had some engine trouble a couple weeks ago, and I didn't get to run the Outlaw race that night. But that place was fun, and I love going there. So I guess I could say my ideal track would be just kind of short and high bank.
Short and high bank. Nice. All right, final question. It's kind of the staple of the show. What is your Mount Rushmore of racing? It can be all NASCAR, all dirt, a blend of both. You can throw in some Formula One if you want to. But just your top 4 drivers in your mind. They don't have to be the best. Just your 4 favorite drivers of all time.
I don't think you can go wrong with Kyle Larson or Christopher Bell.
I agree with both of those.
I think those two guys...
That is the future. Yeah, the future is here, let's face it.
I'm about to say, it's here. And Bell is well on his way.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
I was there that night he took off at Southern Illinois, that 10,000 wind show. I was there, and that's when the sky became the limit. Yeah. So it's really cool to see how he's progressed, and I was right there along beside it. And so I guess Bell. So Bell, Larson. Wow, this is a hard question too. You've got me some good questions. Oh man. I can't. Jimmy Johnson, I guess.
Jimmy Johnson's one.
Probably, 7-time champion in this day.
It's in today's day,
And today, where everything is the same.
Yep.
Whether Toyota, Chevrolet, Ford.
It's all the same.
They've got their differences, but it's so tight.
So, yeah.
And I think 7 championships.
That speaks for itself right there.
Don't get me wrong. I love Petty and Earnhardt, but I just think that what he's done is a whole lot harder than
what they did in their day.
So I guess Jimmy Johnson and Jack Nelson.
And your final spot.
Wow. I don't know. It'll take me a minute. I have to write them all down on paper to narrow it down. I guess you could go for Donnie Schatz. He's won 250 A-mains in the World of Outlaws. Yeah. I'd love to win one.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And that would be awesome. So, I don't know. There's so much.
There's so many people you could add to the list. Yeah.
That's hard. The only reason I said Donnie is because before I came over here, I saw where he won Charlotte last night. So that's why
first name that kind of popped in the head. Yep.
Yeah, so, I don't know. But Larson and Bella, no question, that was the first two that popped in my head. You can't go wrong with Rico. You can't,
that's true.
You can't go wrong with a lot of these guys, but... I'd love for my name to be in that list somewhere. Yeah, but
amongst the talk and everything.
I have a heck of a road ahead of me before we can get there.
We'll see what the future has in store, buddy.
Well, I hope it's bright.
All right, thank you for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, man.